Right. Just give me 1 second here.
This meeting is being recorded.
There will be in just a minute. Is that all right? Okay. Thank you for your patience, just dealing with some tech. Mhm. Mhm. Great.
Yay. Wow.
Oh, sure. All right.
All right.
So thank you so much for everyone being here today. This is a very exciting session. Uh, Obviously, you read about it because you're here, but just wanted to note that uh, Aline was born in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. She's an actress, a director, a researcher, and an educator with over 20 years of experience in performing arts. She's internationally recognized for her work in improvisation, trained at Second City Chicago, Loose Moose Theater in Canada, and with Keith Johnstone. She's the creator of Wild Improvisations and co-founder of Rio de Janeiro's Improvisation Festival. And we're so thrilled of her sharing today in this session. So without further ado, let's give her a round of applause.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. And what a beautiful moment this is to be together in this moment, even in a different space, and being part of such an important event about improvisation and everything else it activates us, and we know it's a lot. And I want to congratulate first the entire Simpósio team for such an incredible program. Well, as Joel says, I'm Aline Bourseau. I'm from Brazil. I'm an actress, an improviser, and director. And I was immensely happy and honored when my proposal was selected in this symposium. It's a great joy and pride to be part of this program, along with such inspiring people that I admire so much. Well, my English isn't so good, but I also know that we can all make an effort to understand each other. Even so, because improvisation is all about that, right? Uh, so I wanted to say how I thought about presenting. First, I'm going to to ask for Joe to share a little short video with some scenes from different from the show. The show Improvisações Selvagens, or Wild Improvisations, present in different cities, Rio de Janeiro, Lisbon, and São Paulo, with different casts and different moments, because the project was born in 2023 with a research, and that will give a broad view of the show Improvisações Selvagens. And then I will talk about this research that led me to these creations, the motivations and paths, and the choices I made as direction, and the philosophical context of the work within the artistic improvisation. Okay? And then after that, I would like to do two little exercise with you, one online and one with you that are in person. And at the end, I will leave a little time, maybe 20 minutes, maybe 15, I don't know how time we are gonna have in the last, to share, to you say whatever you want, questions, comments, insights, whatever. Okay?
All right.
Okay, so the first part, I will ask for Joe. Joe, can you share the video?
Yes.
It's about 5 minutes, I think so.
One moment. Hang on, give me one moment.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you record the Zoom meeting?
It should be.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay, great.
Yep, thank you. All right. Here we go. Here we go.
Verdade, então, olhando lá, esperando desse meio para chegar.
Okay. Hey! Hey! Oh, I came back. What am I? I'm a cheap hotel. And you left one day.
Amor, lembra que eu falei que ela tinha pegado minha moto para disfarçação?
Não, espera. Pegar, se tu pegar, da ilustração, fica bonito e vai. Então, não. Tá. Eu não vou largar o trabalho, você tá entendendo?
Vou pegar, hein?
Okay. So, can I keep going?
Right. Yep.
Okay. So, here and what I'm going to do here is discuss theatrical improvisation as an artistic language based on the analysis of this show, the wild improvisations, that brings human vulnerability to the center of the debate. At the moment, we abandon our social defenses as the central axis of the project, to say like this. And when I talk about abandoning defenses, this may seem obvious when we talk about improvisations, because after all, we are going for the unexpected, the unknown. We work with that, right? But what I realize over time is that it seems that the more we know the mechanisms of improvisation, the more we realize how powerful and transformative, is that the word? Transformative improvisation is. And then we want people to love us in it. The more we want to show, the more we want to do, and etc. And what I see is that we always want recognition, success, for example. And in my opinion, we failed in that. And and good thing, because we are human, right? And the truth is that we always want applause, acceptance, and the comedy and the humor gives us that. So when I started doing improv, that was in 2000, I remember that what connected me most was really the imminent possibility of hero, the tension of risk, and how fun it was, both for those who did it at the show and for those who watched it. So, and then over the years and through different experiences, shows, courses, studies, and blah, blah, I can say that there were few shows in which I felt that I was part of something big, something bigger, of an artistic work, either on a stage or in the audience. Of course, improvising is fun, but as a show, sometimes it seemed boring for me. It felt like we saw one show, then we saw all the show. It felt like something was missing. And this feeling of boring, this bothered me a lot, because I always loved improvisation and saw so many possibilities for constructions, for creation. And I was a little irritated by the lack of boldness or the lack of audacity and the risk, I mean. So maybe perhaps of the language. So I'm gonna quote here from a philosopher, Gilles Deleuze, who says that thought and true creation are not born from the comfort zone, but from the violent encounter with something that destabilizes us, and therefore force us to think and re-exist, something like that. And at this point, I identify myself with that, with that which is not stable, and with that which is modifies, destabilizes. And I think that the show Improvisações Selvagens, or Wild Improvisations, produce it. Destabilizes, like a trend that leaves the track, and that's why it makes us think that it makes us think and re-exist. It's that the power. And this concept that I was talking, this stabilizes concept is in the work all the time. For example, from the beginning, when the first person that came through the stage, this stabilizes the role of seats. Or when the actors appear incomplete. I think this choice of finishing, setting up, or preparing on the stage says that in the beginning. But the concept of incompleteness remains still there. So, well, returning to the point of investigation of improvisation as an artistic language, which motivated me and continues to motivate me a lot, it is with improvisation that I want to create, and even if I work with text or marks, improvisation still is at the essence of my work. And I realized that just as in a scene, we are making choices all the time, for an improvisation show, we also need to make choices within the technique so that we can print a language and a narrative or a discourse through the improvisation. And for me, now as a director, just because it is improvised, it doesn't mean we have to do everything we know about improvisation. Unless the show is a show of skills or talents. So for me, as a director, we will always choose what we will use and what we will not use from the technique. And that is, we will define the premises of the show, what we want here. And at this point, I think is incredible to be able to leave a lot out the things. So make some kinds of restrictive space, limited space to work with the technique, for example. For example, for this show, the characters will be very realistic as a interpretation as an actor. Very realistic way. They are close to us, for example, with our body, with our age, and gender identify. And at some point in the scene, the characters, will cross the line or fly off the handle. In other words, the proposal in this project was, and it is, and it still is, to work with some discomfort that will lead to this emotional escalation to the point where the character throw the covering out the window. Is that expression, like take the gloves off, the good manners, for example, and goes beyond the limit of what is reasonable, what is socially expected. So let's break with the TD, and this generates, and this when we break with this concept of very right and TD, this gives us another layer that contributes to this narrative. For example, the visual and the performative aesthetic of the show explore the duality between the perfect and beautiful, TD, and the finished, dented, stained, the character and actors also this the constructs and decompose exhaustively through the show. So everyone starts out neat and beautiful, almost, and through the scenes they abandon this neatness and start to show decompose from this perfect state and appear messy and blurred and crumpled and everything like this. When we finish the show, we are completely different physically. So everything is going on the same line, the concept, the narrative, the discourse. And the connection is created like this, through imperfection, through error. And in this way, chaos, it's another word that I love, chaos, and imbalance are not accidents, but bold proposal of language and aesthetics used in a totally conscious way. We choose chaos in the scene, but we are going to talk about chaos for it. I want to go back the idea of discomfort, talking about discomfort as our driving force within the scene. So to do this, we need to go to this discomfort. This has a lot to do with the philosophy of improv, right? We connect with the philosophy too of enhancing the problem. The how can I say? And I don't know if the word is right. Push the problem, right? But now the difference in this work is we don't need to be loved, and that is liberating, revolutionary, and that is rock and roll. We have to, and it's a very deep process when you don't look for the love, the people's love. It's a very deep process to work. So, but it's very strong and a free way to create, a free freedom, right? We are together. I don't know if you understand me. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, when I started Improvisações Selvagens, wild improvisations, I think first, before anything else, I started out of the discomfort. Even if I wasn't so aware of it, I wanted to vent. I wanted to subvert the order that seemed insufficient to me. Like a rebel, like a rock and roll. I have this blood, like. So it started with something, something's not the way that means no meaning for me. So I remembered the movie Wild Tales. I don't know if you saw this movie. It's an old movie. I had seen this movie a long time ago. It is from 2014. This movie, 2014, and I remember this feeling that which had connected me with this humanity in Nero, in lack of balance, in imbalance, and this catapulted is
Yes.
there is catapulted. So catapulted me into an understanding of human frailties, and the weakness, and put me together, because in truth we are erratic. And in this film, at some point, the characters abandon the search for perfection, the idea of always being good, beautiful, polite, right, and the aspirations of perfections, and get things right. So they abandon the ideal self. As a psychanalysis, psychanalysis says, abandon the values internalized throughout the lifetime. What is admired, what is aspired to. So that was incredible. And that's I was falling through this idea. The characters are not, they give up, they give up, and they are strong when they give up, I think. Something like this. That's actually what connected me and the thought. And I thought, I want to do that. I want to go there. I want to follow this. And as a research within the improv technique, I wanted to experience the tension of starting things very small, starting small things, a small proposal, and working your way up and letting it overflow, letting it to leak, to abandon the control, or seems to abandon the control, because this is another point. I want to to show this as an artist. I want to show this as a reflection about this, but we are improvisers and actors, and we need to know what we are doing. So that's another paradoxes. So I'm talking about losing control, but I need to have the conscience and the control of my choice in the scene and in the whole show. So that's another challenge to do this. So and that's about the control and losing control. That's when I'm talking about vulnerability. That's the moment that the vulnerability appears, where there are no defense because we have given them up. Let's no longer try to look good in the photo, and the characters are ultimately defended and fail in this performance of Sussex. And this is where we empower ourselves in the show and in life. No, not in life, but in the show. So this was the main promise of the premise of research and investigation within the improv technique. So vulnerability does not appear as a fragility, but as a liberation, a liberating force to no longer to make up choice or make up emotions, right? Pretend to. So no, that's the point when the fragility appears, when we start to give up to pretend something and lose the characters, lose control. So as we began to introduce a new way of improvising within the scene, with a vulnerable improvisation, there is a conscience of and a defenseless surrender, and that's inevitably, and eventually there is an encounter, a meeting with the absurd or the disconcerting, allowing the scene to become a space of drama, of emotional intensity and viscerality, and often absurdly funny, but without louder being the only form of acceptance or validation. So we have funny situations, but these funny situations came from drama, for example. And we don't know if the funny situations will come, but it's very common appears funny situation because we are doing things that social in a social life we don't do. So it's a very unexpectable scenes with that, but came from came from a drama, and as a result of take the gloves out as a result of that. So it's not uncommon for funny things, because we break the line of civility and take an unexpected proportion, as I said. But the scene also creates a deep reflection beyond the entertainment. Yeah, you start laughing, but sometimes you're laughing because it's so weird, or you're laughing by nervous stresses feelings. Yeah, like this. So I realized that for this show that we would need to move it forward and calls the chaos. Now we are talking about chaos again. When we talk about chaos, I remember once I ministrate a workshop about chaos, and the title of the workshop was Fear of Chaos. The fear of chaos. Because chaos... What?
Fear of what? Oh, chaos.
Chaos. Chaos. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Chaos. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So everybody's afraid of chaos, because no one is listening each other and no one is understanding anymore each other. And what?
Just a noise.
What? What?
There's no questions. There's a noise in the other room.
Oh, okay. So, I in this work, in this play, we need the chaos, because how can we see a losing control with a very organizing scene? I need to provoke to cause the chaos. But the question is, what kind of chaos is this? And how to work in chaos without becoming empty, or without emptying the scene? That's the challenge. So I need the chaos, and I need the chaos as a part of the scene, as part of narrative of the scene. So it's a choice within the chaos as an artistic choice, and became the climax of the scene, the overflow. And when the character threw in the
Pros.
you kick the glass. I don't know. I'm creating new expressions. But it's like this. So the chaos appears, is when the chaos appears is the climax of the scene. And the scene's end. So we leave the chaos, and we have a transition or in the last scene, the music starts to, and after the chaos, we have a time to breathe again, very tired, blah, blah, blah. So it's part of the narrative. So the chaos became power, and for that we would need to create, to provoke the chaos, we will need to create an emotional scale. This was very challenging. How to create this emotional scale with no stop. So in some moments in the scene when we find the scale and one character starts to go up in this scale until lose the control, until do something, turn this key, do something overreact, very, 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 very big. But we started very small, remember? We start little, small, and build the scene, and then we need to have this emotional scale. But about emotional, for example, was amazing, and it still is another challenge to know physically many emotions, because it's not about anger, it's not about fear. So we don't have to have just two emotional on the show. We can mix with different emotions. So how can you go very, very big in love? How can we go very, very big and humiliating, or in fear, or and extremely happiness? So we have this all field of feelings to explore, because we have this conscience of the show, and we don't want to have a show about just stress or just anger or just violent, or so we want to have different scenes with different colors, but the structure is the same. And never forget that the characters will fail, will be losers. The characters will be losers. And I talk about that because some improvisers are very attractive to do this kind of show, because they want to do drama. And this show open a door to do drama. But it's not about drama also, because it's about vulnerability. And if we choose to do, I want to, the characters in the show connect people, because every one of us could be in that situation. Every one of us. And that's what the film, The Wild Tales, does with us. Everyone, we recognize ourselves in that stories. I remember the Bombita with Ricardo Darín. He became a hero, yes, because everyone recognized ourselves in that situations. And that's what I want to provoke with the characters in the show, and not being a villain, you know? Like, okay, I want to do a drama, and I want to do a very bad guy, and this bad guy will do terrible things. No, it's not about that. It's about losing control. So if you want to do a bad things, you're a villain. You're doing a bad things with very controlled moves and very details, and it's not about that. I want the things that escape out. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to. Like this, the fragility. And about the chaos, we see that in the final scene. The final is a very big chaos because the characters speak over each other, and the proposal here is that we don't need to hear everything everyone is saying, and also the audience. So because the text here is not the most important thing, but the scene, the visual narrative that we are producing, the visual narrative that we are producing, with several things happening at the same time in a different space. So the chaos is telling us much more than the line, the text. That's the final scene. So I end the show with a very big chaos. And that is cathartical. So vulnerable improvisation also creates a territory of investigation that allows reflections on the human in its constitutive contradiction, the border between the civilized and the visceral. That's what I talk about. So in this show, what I wanted was a visceral and overflowing improvisation. And for that, we first needed to physically face emotions. And then in our training, we needed to have a lot of talk, a lot of conversations, a lot of dialogue, many dialogue, and also a specific training with analysis afterwards, physical and emotional decomposition. We used some other theatrical techniques, such as Hasa boxes. I don't know if you know this technique. Hasa box with a lot of breathing. But the objective was to try to go beyond in emotions in a conscious way, and that some of them due to our modern life, the neoliberalism in which we live, some emotions we didn't even know as an expression. That was very hard to work. So there was some emotions that we know, we already knew in a theory, or in movie, but we didn't knew physically because it's not allowed to express. So that was a very interesting field to explore, and also to explore together. So it's a space to show each other as a group. So to explore, to overflow, to reaching its maximum intensity. So the research needs to be very intense. It's a very powerful process. And the other point of the project that came as a consequence of this research, and which also relieved itself to be very strong and expressive, was the possibility of physical contact and aesthetic violence, visually beautiful, but because it was a choice, we would have to take care of each other on stage. At the same time, we want to create a realism. So that's another line. So we are improvisers, so we need to take care of each other. And also we are talking about very serious issues, and in a realistic way to talk. So we need to have this kind of training, dialogue, conversations, boundary, and that's part of the process. And I'm talking about the things, how the strong we can push, how can, or and in which who we can slap in the face, or being dragging across the floor, or by the hair. For me, that was fun. But what? Okay. For me, that was fun. I tell everybody in my cast, I want to go to the floor. I want to go to the floor because it's very, but also it's a stage, different stage of status. For example, it's very fun for me being on the floor, but sometimes I need to practice the other side. Put someone, yeah, that's the fun thing. But we need to, it's very realistic, but we can't lose the conscience and the care, and that's because we need to talk a lot and to leave the experience in the rehearsals. Well, so a lot of things. Once again, improvisation prevails in its essence, a state of active listening, presence, and search for connection. We had to know what we are proposing visually, dramatically, and dramaturgically. That's it. And another thing that I want to talk, that it is about improv also. It's about going to a no place, but now in terms of dramaturgies, because in that show, when we work with discomfort in dramaturgies, the objective, as I said, was for the characters to feel uncomfortable to the point of kicking the bucket and losing the track. So the characters need to feel this uncomfortable. But the truth is that we saw through the rehearsals that we also opened a door for some indigestible themes or situations to appear, such as domestic violence, machismo, racism, homophobia, and others. So, and we saw that there were also serious issues. In rehearsals, we had this experience, and came a lot of conversations about, and the questions also began to arise: how to bring chaos, viscerality, and unpopular themes like violence, abuse, rape to the improvised scene without it being gratuitous, but rather an ethical or aesthetic exercise. And being able to criticize without being pamphleteer, like I'm doing this because if we do like this, we can the characters is taking a side, and that could be fragile for the narrative. Like, must be no. So vulnerable improvisation also allows us to investigate marginal themes and the fractures of society and social savage, but not taking a side of the character. I don't know. I don't know if I'm being understanding. Wow, this was a great challenge for everyone, and still brings a lot of reflection for us, and conversations and debates, and all the things. So just makes me feel, and because it's still very strong for me, and makes me feel that this project is still alive, and I have very guns. I want to do this for more and more years, maybe, and but that's it. That's what I wanted to talk. And I don't know about what do you feel as taking a little break and then we can do the exercise, or do you want to talk about a little? Because the next step will be the exercise. What we do.
I wonder if there's any questions first off. If that's all right. Any questions? Yes.
Yeah, I was wondering about your ensemble and how long you've worked together, because this, this format seems to require so much trust, to really. Maybe go closer to the mic. Yeah. Are you able to hear me at all or no?
I can't see, it's too far. I don't see any face. Okay, come here.
Okay. Oh, into this.
Oh,
Hi.
fine.
Yeah,
Hi.
I was wondering about your ensemble and the people that you play with. It seems like for this format, it would require so much trust and, really familiarity with each other and how they play. So I was curious about that process.
Yes, great. Thank you. Thank you for this comment. Well, trust is a big point of improvisation. So, but my first cast. My first cast was a very familiar group, so I already knew them, and they knew me and trusted me, and I just call them. I want to work. Let's work together, and they have this idea, and then we start to do the things. A lot of trust. The first cast, we already knew us as a group, so for many years. And then the second cast was a very different experience, because I was to present this show in another country, talking English with different improvisers from all over the world. So I improvised with an improviser from England, from Germany, from Spain, everybody in the same cast. And we talked in English like this, like my English was like this, but the others was very good. But I couldn't work with every point of the project. So in this kind of experiences in festival like this, I needed to choose one thing that I believed that was structure in the work. So I didn't talk about physical contact, for example, and I didn't talk about that. I have so many time to work with them, and we just work at the scale of emotional and to experience the lose control, like a conscious way. And I think the secret is being available, be opening, be disponible to this work. And the other secret, and I always tell to everybody in my cast, is you're not here to be loved for anyone. You have to trust in what you are doing, not to get the audience love. I say that for the world every morning to myself. But I think talk. A lot of dialogue, talk a lot, the boundaries, what is fine for me, say what is not fine for me. And I don't like to take a character that is like this or that. So talk. It's nothing wrong about talk. And today, for example, what do you want today? And I always ask when I have a session with this play, with the cast, I always ask for my cast, for each one, what do you want today? And what you don't want today. For example, so I say, oh, today I want to be rested on the floor. I want to go to the floor. Or no, today I want to slap a face someone, for example. And we talk about that. So for me, it's okay, or for me, it's not okay today. I'm not in the mood. I can't. Or, oh, wow, I want this. So we have to talk a lot. And of course, everything we do, we already do on the rehearsal. So we are building this confiance. We are building this intimacy. We are building this. It's not about touching ourselves, but it's about being comfortable with each other and know what is fun to each other. So what is fun for you? And that's it. In my last cast, and we have to put the problems on the table also. I have some problem in the last cast, but the problem was about that thing that I said. I want to do drama, and just drama, not being exposed, or not vulnerability. I want to show how good actor of drama or improviser of drama I am. And that was a kind of wall for the work, because it's not about you. And it's not about you, it's not about drama. It's about show how loser you can be.
I have a question.
Okay, come closer, please.
Do you remember me?
Bobby Block.
Bobby.
Oh my God! Oh my God! You're amazing. Yes, I do, Bobby Block. You're amazing. I love you. Nice to meet you here. And you are the same, Bobby Block. I met her long time ago in Rio, at my place and company.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, beautiful.
I
Oh,
just wanted to say hello.
great.
I also want to know, is the relationship with the actors, are they a family on stage? What's their relationship? Or is it always a different group of people?
Different groups. Oh, the first, the structure.
Do the characters enter as a family unit or some other unit?
unit. But there is a little concept in that, because everybody is incomplete, and we don't know what characters. There is another thing very fun to say. In the beginning of the show, well, I asked for the audience a feeling or an emotion. Okay, before happening, hello, it's a improv show, and for this show I will need a feeling or emotion. So I asked for one person, like you sitting on the third chair. How's your name? And my name is Aline, and can you give him a feeling or emotion? And they say some emotion. For example, anxious. So that's, and then starts the show. Everybody comes on the stage in the different ways. It's a free. You can stay. You can. There was an actor started jump to the stage, rolling on the floor. You can go to the stage, and one of us that we don't know who will start, but one of us should tell a particular private story memories with this feeling. So the first monologue should be real of someone. So and I say, well, after the last actor came to the stage, after the last came, we have 7 seconds. I say 7 seconds because the show must go on, and we have 7 seconds to start a monologue because we don't know who is gonna tell the first monologue. And someone start this memory. I remember my first day. For example, I remember when I have my first bill to pay, and I didn't have any money to do that. For example, blah 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 blah. It's a real moment, and this monologue will be interrupted by the other's monologue with another point of view from possible character through this monologue. It's a very fun exercise to do. So you start a monologue, and then you interrupt my monologue with, for example, a point of view of my mother of this situation, and another one interrupt this monologue with a point of view of another character of my invented possible creation of my monologue, my neighborhood, the lawyer, my teacher, my father, my blah blah blah. So the first monologue is real, and the others is it's fiction. It's fictional, and that doesn't have anything, or not anything. That those characters doesn't have to be on the scene, but could be. And this monologue appears just to bring us like balloons of elements who inspires, who can elements that can inspire our stories. So just to provide the elements to inspire. So if one monologue appears a father or a son, a relationship, or allocations, or something very important in relationship app, I don't know, something. So these elements could appear or inspire our scenes. And this show the structure. We have 5 stories with 9 scenes. So 4 stories have 2 scenes in the same story. So story 1, you have a scene A, scene B of story 1, story 2, scene A, and the last story is just 1 scene because it's the final chaotic scene. And the scene, all the scene 1, we have the exhaustive scene. We have the maximum scene, so that the climax happens in the scene 1. And when the things go start to be very, very big and cross the line, we have a transition, a very physical transition that is very beautiful. I think it is very beautiful because it's I call the freaky transition, because we have like a metaphor of the feeling that we identify, the biggest feeling, when we lose control, what appears to us, like anger or love or excited, sexual, or fear or humiliating. So what appears to us, and the rest of the cast became some stranger physical image about a metaphor of these feelings. Very freaky because and very freaky because we want to have fun. So it's very freaky, and the lights came a kind of red, very red light, and it seems like a hell, a really hell, but it's a transition. It's a transition, the scene. So the scenes 1 finish, and we have this, and then we have the scene 2 of the same story. So the structure is there is a kind of challenge and difficulty also, because I do story 1, scene 1, scene 2, story 2. So I don't have scene 1, another story. I don't have this like Harold, for example. I don't have this. So it's sequentially. And when we started to do this, we realized that we are, when the scene 1 finish, we are completely dead. We are completely exhausted, and then we have another scene of a story. So and then we decide, for example, we have the scene 1 with me and Joel, and we are the protagonist of scene 1. And then Joel crossed the line. He go up, he lose the control. We have the transition. The scene 2 is about ending the story. So the scene 2, it's a kind of spin-off of the story. So we can have we have a gap of time. Okay, it's not sequentially. We have a gap of time between 1 and 2, and the scene 2 could happen years after, or years before, or week before, and doesn't need Joel. For example, I can do the scene 2. I have this. I was in the scene 1, but I can do the scene 2 with someone other character about the story.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Okay. Bobby Block, you are leaving.
I have to leave, but you and I can talk another time.
Okay.
Aline,
Okay.
we probably have time for one more question. If someone has one more question.
Okay.
Or if you want to say kind of a concluding thing, but is there any more questions from folks? Yeah.
I have a question. Hi.
Hi.
The visuals that we saw were very powerful and very moving. As people who enjoy the arts and enjoy theater and improv, I think I get it in terms of the exploration of chaos. And I don't necessarily ask this for you to justify your art form, because it's beautiful in itself and I don't want to do that. But especially here in America, we have an issue with mainstream media and potentially improv and performance art kind of being laughed at or seen as kind of just self-titillation. I'm wondering if you've thought about anything in terms of bridging the art form, or bridging to appeal to the mainstream audience, or bridging it. Not that you have to. I definitely don't. I don't want to come off of that. I'm just wondering if there's anything in terms of, for theaters or things that do necessarily need to rely on ticket sales and other things like that, of doing these as exercises to enhance the skills of improvisers and then bridge an audience over time to get the powerful message and emotional invocation that your art form does apply. Does that make sense? I'm just wondering if you've ever thought about how that would work, or where it's art form. And again, I don't want this to come off that you have to justify what you're doing, because I see the beauty in it.
Thank you so much. Well, that's it's not in America. I think what you said happens in many countries around the world. It's like improvisers is a kind of new species of human being.
Yeah.
So, well, I think what I do is that bridge. I mix. I like I said, improvisation is my tools to art performing. Everybody should ask why this show should be improvised. Why is improvised? You can do the show in other way. So I choose to do like a improvisation technique, because I believe dialogue with the whole concept, blah blah blah. But I always think a show as this bridge with artist performance. But I don't think that everything should be like this. We have many different kinds of performing and improve show, and I don't have nothing against the entertainment and the laughing. I think I went to the long form, or to this. I love humor and comment. I do comment, but I think I have a very difficult thinking in a short forms. I'm very slowly to the short form to think fastly. So I think short form is very hard, also hard to do. And I don't know if I'm answering your question, but I, for example, I know the improv show always appears in small places or alternative stages, and you said about main stage, and I work for the main stage. I work for the improv, leaving out the alternative things to go to the language of theatrical. I believe in that, but you have also this. So I don't like to just that, because my heart and my soul pulse in another way. If you say just that, I can't live because I do this thing, and I don't know if I want we have more spaces and more stages, and leaving the alternative, or if you are alternative as the other things, conceptual, alternative. Blah. I had a lot of, because in São Paulo, I present this show in a big theater, and a big traditional theater. I wanted that. And everybody was saying, wow, you are crazy. You're putting this improve in a big stage. And I said, yes, why not? This have a discourse, a narrative. You can enjoy or not. You can love or not. But it's not there is a light thinking, music thinking, narrative, a concept, a discourse. Why can't I be in the main stage? And everybody was trying to put everybody was trying to identify what box is my show, what kind of box. It's improv, but it's not the improv that I usually know. But it's not a classical, or there is no text. So what kind of box can I put this kind of show? Maybe we have to create the news boxes around. I don't know.
Love that, Aline. We are at time, but thank you so much for sharing your passion and your innovation with us, and all this kind of thinking about new ways of doing this. So really appreciate it, and thank you for all you've shared.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure for me.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah, me too.
Bye-bye.
Me too. Bye.